Okay, continue again. 3.9 hypothesis testing using p-value approach. So before this we have hypothesis testing traditional method, and then we have hypothesis testing using confidence interval approach. Now we have hypothesis testing using p-value approach. Okay, p-value. Okay, conduct hypothesis using p-value approach and Microsoft Office Excel. So mention here Excel. So p-value approach are given. P-value p-value are given by Microsoft Office Excel. Where can we get the p-value? From the Microsoft Office Excel. So normally p-value will be given. You don't have to find manually the p-value. P-value will be given in the Microsoft Excel output. Okay, almost all computer statistical packages, Excel, SPSS, Minitab, eViews, R-Language, and others provide the p-value in the output. And in this course, we will use Microsoft Office Excel to come up with the p-value. Okay, the condition here. Whenever the p-value is less than or equal to the level of significance, null hypothesis will be rejected. So here, okay, so please remember, if p-value less than alpha or equals to alpha, you have to reject H null. Okay, please remember this condition. If your p-value is less than alpha, reject H null. Or if p-value equals to alpha, reject H null. Okay, what is the p-value? P-value is the smallest level of significance that would lead to rejection of the null hypothesis. Okay, so please remember this condition. There are two. If your p-value is less than alpha, you have to reject H null, or if p-value equals to alpha, you have to reject H null. Okay, for example, my alpha is 0.05 and the p-value given by the Microsoft Office Excel is 0.0001. You reject or you accept H null. Okay, since p-value equals to 0.0001 is less than alpha 0.05, you have to reject H null. Okay, this is the condition. Okay, another example. If your alpha is 0.01 and the p-value given by the Excel is 0.52, you reject or you accept H null. Okay, since p-value equals to 0.52 is more than alpha 0.01, accept H null or do not reject H null. Okay, so please remember the condition. P-value less than alpha or p-value equals to alpha, reject H null. Okay, next. Oh, procedure in hypothesis testing using p-value. So the first procedure must formulate the hypothesis. Wrong hypothesis, your decision is wrong. So step number 1, formulate the hypothesis. Step number 2, find the p-value from the Excel output. From the Excel output given, you can find the p-value. Step number 3, make a decision to reject or to accept H null. If p-value less than alpha or equals to alpha, reject H null. Okay, p-value equals to alpha or p-value less than alpha, reject H null. Okay, and then draw the conclusion. There are 4 steps only. Okay, how to conduct hypothesis testing using Microsoft Office Excel. So you can go through this procedure, right? So we have given you the step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 and step 5. So you can follow this procedure. Alright, so example 3.11. A petroleum company is studying to buy an additive for improving the distilled product. The company estimate the cost of additive, which is RM1 million for 5 tons. 10 consultant companies submitted their tenders with the following estimate in million RM. Do you think the petroleum company overestimate the cost of the additive? Give your reason. Analyze this problem by using Excel and p-value approach. So they will mention use p-value approach. So let's look at the solution. First, you have to conduct the Excel. Okay, how to conduct the Excel? First, you must formulate the hypothesis. So for the hypothesis, I will not repeat again. You have to know by now, you have to know how to formulate the hypothesis. And then step number 2, key in the data, select the data, go to data analysis, choose descriptive statistic, click OK, like in your chapter 1. So you will have this output. Right. So how to calculate the t-test? How to calculate the p-value? First, you must have the t-test here given by mean. Okay. And then you have to follow this formula. You will get the t-test here 2.16020, and then the p-value here, put the t and then degree of freedom here, and then you will get the p-value. So now p-value is 0.9706. Your alpha is 0.05. Your p-value is equals to 0.9706. Reject or accept H null? Accept H null. Why? Because 0.9 is greater than 0.05. Since p-value 0.9706 greater than alpha 0.05, we do not reject H null, or we can say that we accept H null. Okay, and then draw your conclusion. Cool. So this one is the procedure of hypothesis for the independent sample mu1 minus mu2. So you can follow this procedure. Actually, this one is for the assignment. You can go through the procedure. Alright. So this one is an example about the machine, the same as 3.7. So step number 1, conduct your hypothesis. Step number 2, obtain the p-value. So here p-value is 0.2239, is greater than alpha 0.1, so accept H null. Okay, the same goes to here. This one is the mu1 minus mu2. Okay, p-value is 0.1242, so 0.1242 greater than alpha 0.1, accept H null. Okay, this one is for hypothesis testing dependent sample, the procedure for the Excel. Okay, so this one is the same. Step number 1, your hypothesis. Step number 2, you want to calculate the p-value. So the p-value here is 0.0150 and the alpha is 0.05. We reject H null. Okay, this one is the 4 ratio of variances. Step number 1, formulate your hypothesis. Step number 2, you want to calculate the p-value. So the p-value here is 0.0152. Greater than alpha 0.01, we accept H null. Okay, so for your assignment, part 2, you have to follow all these steps to conduct the hypothesis testing for the Microsoft Office Excel.